everybody. Sorry I'm late. Still getting things together. Hello. That's what happens when you change places last minute. It's been super gloomy the past couple of days, so I am inside today. And I actually need to move some things around still. So let's see. Let's see how dark it is when I turn this off. I feel like that's really bright. I probably still need it. Sorry, give me just a minute, guys. I'm here. You can see my coffee. Just moving things around. I hope you guys are having a great Friday. I have a bunch of projects to share with you today. I'm going to put this right here. And I got another bag of goodies. Here's the other bag of goodies. So many goodies. And I actually have a project that I'm working on. So, alright, puppy needs to go out. Come on, let's go out. I'm not going to stay in here and be in my lap. Come on, let's go. Good boy. Stay out here. Yes. Alright. Okay. Okay, I think I can settle now. I'm gonna bring this down just a little bit more. Okay. Hello. I think I'm actually good. I can get my bearings and get started. Sorry, we had a busy morning, but a good morning, and I hope you guys have had a good Friday morning as well. It just got me running behind. Like I said, I am in my basement. I started doing more lives down here, especially when it's really gross outside, and I can't be outdoors on the porch. But it works out pretty well. I got a little light to help me have a little more light with it being pretty dark down here. But it's nice. I have space. I can, bring a whole bunch of stuff and share a whole bunch of things with you. So I would love to know what you guys are working on today. What's happening this weekend, if you have plans. I would love to know. I'd love to know what you're doing. I don't know if you guys saw, I was blown away by the fact that someone decided to get this hooked shirt, this design tattooed on their arm. That's in my stories. You guys should check that out. That's pretty cool. At some point I want to get the tattoo as well, but somebody beat me to it, so I had to share it because I thought that was really awesome, because that's on you forever. So that's pretty cool that someone liked that design enough to want to get it tattooed. Hello from Chile. Hello. And Haley is working on some granny square sweatpants. That sounds amazing. That's really cool. I'm excited to see those. Let me know what yarn weight you're using, because that sounds really cool. Granny square sweatpants. Are you winging it, or is it someone's pattern, or do you have a pattern for it? Stevie is desperately trying to convince myself to take photos of my pattern tests when they're all fall designs, but it's 85 degrees. 85 isn't as bad as it could be. It could be like 90 degrees, so take what you can get. I take mine inside sometimes, like next to a window. Sometimes that's helpful. Let's see. Dawn is working on a large granny square blanket for my granddaughter. That's wonderful. I love that. I feel like I should do a large granny square blanket in the chunky yarn, but I hate sewing granny squares together. I don't know if I'd be able to get over that. So we'll see. Maybe one day. Okay, I do want to share with you guys, and I'm going to be doing a giveaway soon. I have decided to start doing giveaways for every new design release that I do. So anytime I release a new design, like this is my hooked design, I just released my new Halloween designs. So I am going to be giving away one of my Halloween 15-ounce mugs, Give Me Yarn or Give Me Death. And this one has a little fun design on the back. So if you flip it around, it's a zombie hand, skeleton hand, not a zombie hand, skeleton hand with a pink sheep design crochet hook coming out of the dirt on the other side of the headstone, tombstone. So I'm really excited to give one of these away. I finally got one for myself. I just love this size. The 15-ounce size is really fun. I feel like it's, to me, it feels a little bit nicer than like the little 10-ounce ones, but I really like them, so. Really excited to give one of these away. So that'll probably be next week when I do the giveaway for this one. And at some point I gotta start doing like some shirt giveaways because I think that would be really fun too. Okay, so today I have a whole bunch of yarn that I get to share with you guys. If you subscribe to my channel on YouTube and you watch my Tuesday lives, you may have already seen some of this yarn, but I know some of you guys don't. So I wanted the opportunity to share some of this yarn with you guys here on Instagram. Okay, so, and I have a couple of work in progresses that I get to share with you guys too, and then I'll start crocheting. But I actually got to purchase, this was my first time purchasing hand-dyed yarn from like an indie seller, and I did share this on my Instagram feed, but I didn't share all of the yarn, so I wanted to share all of the colors. So this yarn is by Emma of What the Hook Creations, and I also got one of her hooks. So she makes the polymer clay hooks, and I gotta put my hair up, you guys, it's actually pretty warm down here. Okay, gotta get that out of the way. All right, so this yarn is from Emma of What the Hook Creations, and it is slub yarn. So it is like thick and thin, and I've never used this kind of yarn, so I'm really excited to try it, and I just loved her colors. And she had, I bought all of the chunky yarn she had. So as you guys know, I usually make the large projects like cardigans and sweaters, so it's really hard for me to buy hand-dyed yarn because I feel like I need to buy, you know, like 500, 600 yards of it, you know, so it gets really, really expensive really fast, and a lot of the hand dyers don't do huge batches of the yarn, you know, like they might have enough for you to make like a beanie or something. So I actually bought all of the size 6 she had, and it was in 3 different colors, so she had 2 skeins of each color, so I bought all 6 skeins. And let's start. So this is the one that I showed off in my Instagram feed. So this is like a mustardy, orange, green, very fall, almost kind of a light Halloween-esque color scheme. It's got some pinks in there, some beige, which I think is just the regular yarn, the natural yarn fiber showing through, but really, really beautiful. So I have 2 of these. And you can see she's got her wonderful little logo on the front that's stamped on there, which is really cool, very geometric and intricate in the logo. And this one is called Muffled Sporadic, and it's 100 meters, 100% wool blend, 100% wool blend. Yes, there you go, super chunky. So that's the first one. So I got 2 of those. And then this is the next one. So this one is called Nerds, which is awesome. So you can see it's got orange, it's got yellow, it's got pink, it's got purple, it's got like some green in there, but it reminds me of Nerds. So that's that one. That's number 2. And then we've got number 3. So number 3 is really just like the pink, purple, and blue. So that's the third one. But those are the 3 yarns that I got, and I think, so I'm gonna make probably a cardigan with all 3 colors. I'm gonna combine all 3 colors, and I think that they're gonna be combined in this direction. So I think I'm gonna go from the yellowish to the Nerds to the pink and purple, because I think that'll be really pretty and very unique having all of those colors together. So I'm really excited about that one, and I still don't have a Swift or a yarn winder, so that's going to be an adventure. I think that's going to be on my Christmas list, because I feel like I started doing a little bit of research, and I don't know if you guys have yarn winders or Swifts or if you use them regularly, but I feel like if I'm going to get a yarn winder, I need to go ahead and get a big one, because as you guys know, I'm always using the super bulky yarn. So all of the reviews that I hear about the small ones is that you're gonna wish you had just gone ahead and gotten a big one. And then I know that the Stanwood, I think is the name, so that's the most well-known big one, and it goes up to like 300 grams. So I have my eye on that one. They're just pricey, and so, but I think that's going to be on my wish list. And then if I go ahead and get that, I feel like I should go ahead and get the Swift so that I can set up the yarn and wind some yarn balls. And especially if I'm going to start purchasing more of the hand-dyed yarn, because I would like to, you know, now that I'm mostly designing instead of making stuff to sell, it's easier for me to invest. You know, if I don't try to get my design sponsored by a company and get them to send me yarn, it's easier for me to invest in the yarn for specifically that project, you know, because I know it's going to create income because I'm going to sell the pattern. So, you know, that makes sense. And I feel like it'll give me the opportunity to support more of our indie dyers and spinners and try out some of their yarn. So I'm really excited about that. And thanks to everyone who submitted all of their favorite indie dyers, because now I have an entire highlight reel on my feed dedicated to a ton of small businesses that spin and dye yarn. So if you guys are ever looking for people to purchase from, or you want to see some new yarn, you can check that highlight reel out and you can see, you can find some new people. So, okay, and I also got a hook from Emma. So this is one of her polymer clay rainbow hooks. And then it has the little stamp. So I got an 8mm, and I don't know when I'm going to use it because I don't really use the small hooks, but I really wanted to support her, and having all of that stuff shipped from the UK to the US, I was like, well, let's really make it worth it. Let's get a whole bunch of stuff. So I also got a little necklace from her that I'll be able to share on my feed too. But like I said, this is one of her polymer clay rainbow hooks along with the yarn. So very excited about that. I also have some more yarn that I purchased that is for a mystery crochet along that I'm going to be doing along with Alt Knots, Kayla of Alt Knots. And I got that yarn and I wanted to share it with you guys. I haven't shared it anywhere yet. I actually waited a little while to open it. It's actually from Hobby. You know, I get a lot of yarn from Hobby, and I'll probably do a review of this one. But it's a yarn. I didn't get it sponsored. I just purchased it. And it's a yarn that I've been wanting to try, like a type of yarn that I've been wanting to try as well, not just the brand, but the type. So I'm going to share that with you guys now. So I wanted my mystery crochet along to be candy corn themed, since it's going to be around Halloween. So I got candy corn colors, and it is Hobby Baby Snuggle. You guys can see that. Baby Snuggle. This yarn is really, really soft. So, and again, they did not send me this. I don't have to do like, you know, a review or anything, but this stuff is like, it's really soft. I've heard good things about it. I've heard that for this type of yarn, I guess this would be considered kind of like the Chanel. It's not a velvet, because I don't like the velvet yarns. This is softer than a velvet. My only concern that I have, because I purchased this because it said that it was a super bulky. It says it's a 6. It says it's a super bulky size 6 yarn. I think it's closer to a 5. So I think that when I use this, it's probably going to have a lacier effect than I planned, because it's not going to be as full, and I didn't buy enough to double it up. I might have time to go ahead and buy extra and double it up. We'll see. But that's the first one that I got. Miss Deidre Martin, is your tea available through your profile? Yes. So this is one of my first crochet designs, and if you go to the link in my bio on my Instagram page, and you scroll down, there's a little heading that says shop, and if you choose shop maker apparel, the button that's in the link in my bio, once you click, you'll have like all the different links that you can use. But the shop maker apparel will go to my apparel shop, and you can find all of them. So I have all of my designs on there. I think I'm up to, I don't know, 15 to 20 designs. There's a lot. But they're really fun, and there's all different colors, and you can get hoodies and t-shirts and tank tops and long sleeves and bags and mugs, and you know, so lots of fun options and things. So yes, but that's where you can find this shirt. Okay, so this is the burnt orange color that I got, and then the other two colors that I got were, and they don't have the names of the colors on here, I don't think. No, they don't, but this is color number 25. This is color number 25, and then this is color number 37. So it's like a canary yellow. I think that's what it's called, maybe, but it's a bright yellow. And then the other one, I didn't want to get pure white because I just know I'm going to spill coffee on it. And I mean, this is still a lighter color, but I feel like maybe it won't show it as much if I spill something on it. But this color, it's called Sand, I think. It's color number 20. But these are the ones, these are going to go together. So this is going to make my candy corn mystery crochet along. So I'm really excited. It's really soft. If you don't already follow Kayla at Alt Knots, she is running the crochet along, so you can go check her out and give her a follow and hop on her email list if you want to get notified when we're going to do this. Her version of this crochet along is going to be more of like black and red colors. So it'll be a little more spooky, Halloweeny, but I had to do bright and colorful, you know, because it's me. But these are the colors that I'm going with. I'm really excited, and like I said, they're really soft, so I'm excited about that. I think that'll be really fun. So that's all the yarn that I have that I wanted to share with you guys, and I'm really excited to use these, but like I said, I've got to figure out how I'm going to turn all of these into into something that's crochetable, since they're in hanks, and that intimidates me a bit. So I'll have to figure out how I'm going to do that. Okay, so the other thing that I am working on right now is a super chunky cardigan pattern. I don't have all of the details yet. I'm really winging it, honestly. I've been wanting to make something out of blanket yarn for a while, and so I can show you guys my progress. Right now I only have panels, but this is the color I decided to use. So it's the burnout blanket yarn in like their variegated colorways, and it's got the purples and blues and teals. So this is the panel, the back panel. So you can see it's going to be pretty oversized because it goes past my shoulders. But this would be the back panel, and then I'm going to have the separate front panels that come down. But this is 2 strands of blanket yarn held together. So it's going to be quite a chunky version. And I will show you guys the hook that I'm using. So I am using a 20 millimeter hook. So there's my 20 millimeter hook. This was one of our mermaid glitter hooks that I still have in stock. So I've been using that one, and that's what I'm using with the two strands of blanket yarn held together with my 20 millimeter hook. So that's coming. I will need testers at some point for that once I get through it. But okay, so the project that I am currently working on that is not a design. So I have figured out that it's really difficult for me to do my crochet and chats if I'm working on a design that I'm designing, because then I end up having to like frog it and go back because I don't take notes or I mess something up. So I needed something to work on today that I'm not doing as a design. I'm just doing it it's going to be as a gift. So this is what I'm working on. It is also a double-stranded, super chunky, using my 20 millimeter hook, and it's going to be a blanket. So this is, I'm going through my stash because I used to buy a lot of yarn in bulk. This is a big blanket, so you can see that's one end, and then I go across, and then there's the other end. So it's going to be like a throw. I guess that would be, I think that's the size that I'm doing, is like a throw blanket. But my grandfather just got moved to a new care facility, and I really wanted to send him something. And so I asked his stepdaughter what she thought he might like, and she said that he might like a blanket, you know, when it gets colder. And so I was like, I think I can do that. And I haven't made a blanket in a really long time, and I think it's just because they take so long, and you know, I'm always worried that I won't have the ability to get it finished, you know. But his birthday is coming up in October, and so I was like, I need to get on this, and I can just hold 2 strands of yarn together and I'll be able to get it finished. Fingers crossed. Okay, so the yarn that I'm using, it's a mix. So I'm using, and I'm pretty sure this one's actually a 5. Is this a 5? Yes. So I'm using Serenity Premier Chunky. That's a 5, and it's 100% acrylic. That's this big old boy right here. And I am holding that together with Lion Brand Thick and Quick. Wool Ease Thick and Quick. This was one of their bonus bundles that I bought forever ago. But I'm mixing the darker gray with the lighter gray. And then for the darker stripe, so that's this stripe right here, the navy stripe, I'm using, this is also a Lion Brand Thick and Quick, but it's, I don't have the wrap, but it's an acrylic Thick and Quick. So it's just called Lion Brand Thick and Quick. It's not called Wool Ease Thick and Quick, but it's an acrylic version that I found at Walmart last year. And it reminds me, like, it's almost exactly like the Serenity. I think this was listed as a size 6, but I think it's also, it would probably be very comparable to the Serenity as a size 5. You wrap that up. I think that might be attached. It is attached to the blanket. Okay, so I need to figure out my, I forgot to cut my working yarn. There we go. Okay, and then the Thick and Quick Navy is mixed with the Wool Ease Thick and Quick Navy. Mickey, I'm using the same Premier yarns currently in same color. That's awesome. Yes, it's been sitting in my closet. So this is the story behind these colors, because as you guys know, I usually use super bright colors, but back when I was doing craft shows, I would buy whatever was on sale. So because I would go to craft shows, I would just need to make bulk. And so whatever I could find on sale at Michael's, I would, you know, buy a lot more neutrals, because, you know, a lot of people would go for neutrals if it was a hat or a scarf or something like that. So I have a lot of neutrals that are sitting in my yarn room collecting dust, because I don't make them now for my feed. I'm not going to design with them. I'm going to use my brighter colors. And so I was like, what am I going to do with all this? You know, I thought about maybe selling some of it on Etsy, or, you know, doing like a purge. Thank you so much, Knots of Love. I appreciate it. I'm glad you like my stuff. You know, I just doing what I can, do what makes me happy, you know. But yeah, so when I found out that my grandfather might like a blanket, I was like, well, this is a perfect opportunity for me to use some of my less colorful yarn, you know. And let me move this down a little bit, since I'm going to start working on this. You guys can see me working, as I don't do videos of that all that often. Alright, so I got my glitter hook, my chunky glitter hook. This is my 20mm hook. We make a 19 and a 20 that are very close. They look exactly the same. They're just 1mm difference. Let's see, I think I needed to, yes, I had run out of my Premier. So I've got my end here. When I join, it's like super simple for my joins. I do a double knot, so I'll wrap and then I'll wrap again. So it's like a double knot. So I wrap twice and then I'll wrap twice again, and then I'll pull that tight. So that's how I join my yarn, and then I'll just snip the ends. I don't do anything special or weird or secret. But let me know if you guys ever make blankets, if you make chunky blankets. I haven't made a blanket in, I mean, it's probably been over a year since I've made a blanket. But I do like them. I mean, especially as it gets cooler, and then it's like warm when you're working when you're working on it. Especially if it's a wool blend for your blanket. But let's see. So there's not a lot of stuff going on. I mean, I've been trying so hard to just relax outside of, you know, we've got our Halloween boxes that we've been working on like crazy. Getting everything printed. We finally got everything finished, printed, 3D printed for the Halloween boxes. I have some merchandise coming in the mail hopefully today. And I think we have a few more things to sand. And then for the large boxes, the large mystery boxes that are getting hooks, those hooks have been sanded for the second time. So when we sand, we'll sand the hooks, put the first coat of resin on it, sand them again, and put the second coat of resin on it. And so they are halfway sanded the second round. And once that's done, we can start putting the boxes together. So I'm really excited because I want to do a photo of all the boxes out on the dining room table once we get them all filled up. And you won't be able to see inside of them, but I wanted them all like lined up on the dining room table to show, because it's 42 boxes. So that's a lot of boxes. We were blown away. We were so happy that you guys were excited about the Halloween mystery boxes. And I'm already planning the Christmas boxes, just so you know. We really enjoyed doing them. It's a lot of work, but it was great. It's fun, you know. So we're planning out Christmas boxes. I've already got a collaboration with another maker that I'm going to be doing for the Christmas boxes. And if anybody, if you're watching this and you feel like you have something that would be really great for the boxes and you would be able to do like a wholesale pricing, let me know, because I would love to collaborate with more people on the boxes. I think that would be really fun to introduce people to more makers. But I have one lined up for the Christmas box, and those will open for pre-order at the end of October. So that'll give us a full month to get everything ready, and then we will ship those out the last week of November or the first week of December to everybody for Christmas. So I'm excited about those, and I'm just glad that everybody seems to like the idea of the mystery boxes, because we've had fun. We've had fun putting them together. So what else? What else? Been working on this. We got our next batch of hooks released. So we got our mint glitter hooks released. That was really fun. And lately, so I would love to know too, I would love to know what you guys have been watching on TV or Netflix or movies, because it has been a couple of years, well, maybe 1 year, since the captain was trying to get me to watch The Walking Dead with him. Let's see, Mickey, I like to crochet small blankets for fur babies. They love their handmade. That's true. That's really cute. And I guess they can use that for like sleeping on instead of a bed, or you can put it on their bed, or you can travel with it and put it in the back seat. That makes sense. And I would think that's a little bit easier. Like fur babies and baby blankets and things like that are definitely a lot easier on your body than throw blankets. But yeah, so we cut off cable years ago. I mean, that's been probably 3 or 4 years that we have not had cable. We just have Netflix and Amazon Prime. So Netflix and Amazon Prime are the two ways that we watch shows and things like that. And then we started buying more like actual DVDs and Blu-rays. So we bought The Office, and we bought some of like Family Guy and South Park and some of the funny shows that we really enjoyed watching when they would be on marathon on cable, you know, if we found it. And last year he tried to get me to watch The Walking Dead with him, and I was like, yeah, no, I don't want to watch that. I didn't want to watch zombies. I didn't want to watch people eating each other. Like, it just, I had no desire to do that. And so he would watch it after I went to bed. So I would go to bed, and then he would stay up and like binge watch The Walking Dead, because I think there's like 10 or 11 seasons on Netflix right now. And he watched the whole series, and then he got his dad to start watching it, his dad and his mom, and then he decided he wanted to watch it all again. And so finally I gave in, and I was like, well, I don't want you to have to stay up and watch it by yourself, so we can just watch it while we have dinner and whatever, you know, I'll suffer through it. Well, I definitely got hooked. Not suffering through it anymore. We're on like season 8 or 9, and now I'm just as hooked as he was, and you know, love the characters, and it still has some like pretty gross parts that I don't like to watch, but I really like it. And now that it's heading towards Halloween, and I'm not a Halloween person, I can say that I'm watching The Walking Dead. You know, I mean, it's zombies, that's Halloween, right? So let's see. Miss Deidre Martin, just realized you're a fellow left-handed hooker. It switches me. I'm right-handed. I don't know why. I think it's because it's the forward-facing camera, but this is my right hand. I know it mirrors me. Someone said that too, that they said that in a previous live, and I don't know if there's a way for me to fix that, because I definitely don't want to be lying to people and posing as a left-handed crocheter. I'm not trying to be a poser, you guys. But yeah, so we've been watching The Walking Dead, and I've really enjoyed it, and I would love to know if anyone else on here has watched The Walking Dead, if you like it. On Hulu, you can watch cable shows. Yeah, and we just have Netflix right now. And Mickey, Raya, and the Last Dragon is awesome. Let me know what that's on, Raya and the Last Dragon. Is that Netflix or Amazon? We've actually enjoyed Amazon Prime lately more than Netflix. Outside of The Walking Dead, we usually look for our movies and stuff on Amazon Prime. I had Hulu for a little while, but that was, it was like the free like the free trial, and then we just never paid for it. Hey, I'm a left-handed crocheter, and I'm appreciating this in ways you cannot imagine. The fact that it's flipped, like I said, I don't want to be a poser. I'm not a left-handed crochet poser. I am right-handed. This is my right hand. I know it's flipped. I had to teach left-handed crochet one time. So I was teaching an in-person crochet class. This was 2 or 3 years ago. We have a cat cafe in Atlanta, and I used to sell my cat cozies, my little cat coffee cozies. If you guys haven't seen that pattern, that's in my Etsy shop, but you can make like bottle cozies and coffee cozies that have little cat ears on them. And I would sell them there, and they decided they wanted me to do a crochet class. So I was like, okay, well, we can try that, and I can teach my crochet cat ear hat pattern. So I was going to teach them how to make the cat ear hat. And someone showed up to the class and was left-handed. And I mean, I think she knew that like I could only do what I could do. But I did actually put the hook in my left hand, and I tried to figure out how to teach her with her left hand how to crochet. That was probably the most difficult thing I did, but she actually made good progress because I took that time to try to show her how I would do that, because I just was like, okay, I just need to follow the same fundamental rules. It's just with my left hand. And it's interesting because that reminded me of gymnastics. So I coached gymnastics for like 6 years, starting in high school, college. Yeah, I don't know. But I would coach like the little kids, like pre-team is what they called it. So I would teach them like the first level of the team stuff. And I think my oldest girls were maybe 10 years old, was the oldest that I would teach. And the youngest I would teach was like 6 or 7. And with gymnastics, especially when you're learning the basics, like your handstands and your cartwheels, they have to do them on both sides. So you have to teach the ambidexterity of them being able to do the very basic things on both sides, especially for like warm-ups and things like that. And it's interesting because if you break it down to the very, very fundamental elements, and you like, if I do a left-handed, so I do gymnastics left-handed. It's really weird. I start with my left foot forward and I do everything left-handed. But if I want to do a right-handed cartwheel or a right-handed handstand, if I just think about those basic elements of exactly what I'm supposed to do step by step, and I do it, then I can do it. You know, it's not the prettiest thing in the world, but I'm not going to fall, you know. So that's why I was like, okay, with crochet, it's got to be the same. We've got basic elements that you do to make sure that you make the stitch correctly. So I should be able to do it and teach it, you know, if you know those really basic elements really well. I had a couple of comments. Let's see. Love The Walking Dead. This is the great goddess, I'm guessing, the great G-Des, the great G-Des. I love The Walking Dead. We like to cycle between streaming services. Gives you something new to watch every month. So do you stop payment? Like, do you like pay for Netflix one month and then pay for Hulu the next month and then pay for Netflix the next month? Is that, and then you don't have them all at once? I'm guessing that's what you mean. Saya Calf. When I was 5 years old, I stubbornly made my mom show me how to knit. She was right-handed and I'm left-handed. I can still remember sitting on her lap in front of the hallway mirror so I could see what she did in reverse. That was 55 years ago and I'm still knitting. That's fantastic. That's really cool. I wouldn't even think about that. And especially being that young, like 5 years old and watching in a mirror. That's impressive. Mickey, I did gymnastics for a while. Oh, and yes, goddess, we stop payments. Okay, there we go. That's smart. So we try really hard to do everything we can to save money. And that's why we don't have Hulu either. You know, we cut it off and we were like, okay, we already pay for Amazon Prime because we get everything delivered from Amazon Prime. Like a lot of business stuff. So all of my shipping boxes and my tissue paper and cello bags and envelopes and like all of that stuff we get just delivered via Amazon because it's easy and I don't have to, you know, if I forget to order something, it's going to get here in 2 days, you know. So we pay for Amazon Prime specifically for the shipping, but they have a lot of good movies. You know, there are a lot of good movies, a lot of good shows. So we definitely take full advantage of our Amazon Prime membership. Raya and the Last Dragon's on Amazon Prime. I'll check it out because I do have that. Let me know if you guys have checked out Amazon Prime and their stuff because we're pretty big fans. I like their music streaming service too. I think that's hi to you, Sammy Grandma. Thanks for joining. And if you guys are new, this is just my crochet and chat on Fridays. I just like to come on here and show you guys what I'm working on, let you know what's new with the pink sheep. And TJ Alley Cat, I am working on a blanket for my grandfather. So my grandfather was moved to a new nursing home. He is in South Carolina. He's in South Carolina. So I haven't seen him in a really long time, and his stepdaughter called me and said that he wasn't doing very well in his facility and he needed more care. So basically he's moved to a place that will give him even more round-the-clock care. And so I asked her if there was anything that he needed or wanted that I could send him at this new place and send him a card. And she said that he might really like a blanket. And I was like, that's a really great idea. And I haven't made a blanket in a really long time, just because they are very cumbersome. And of course, I'm going to want to use super bulky yarn, which means that it's very heavy and it's hard on your body. But it's faster. I mean, because I have gotten, let's see, so I'm on my third row, my third panel of colors, so my third stripe. But this is a big blanket, so I don't think I even meant for it to be this big, but I really wanted him to have like a throw blanket. So like this is it folded in half. So it's going to be a big blanket. I may make it a little shorter. We'll see. It really depends on how much yarn I have, because I have not, I didn't actually figure out how much I needed, so I may end up doing maybe a different stripe. I have some browns that I think would be really pretty. And if you're just joining in, if you follow my Instagram feed, you'll know that I don't use a lot of neutrals, and I had a lot of neutrals sitting in my closet collecting dust, and I was like, this is the perfect project for me to really like stash bust and get through all of my neutral yarns to create this blanket for my grandfather. And I think that'll be really great. So I can do some browns, and then we'll have like the gray and the blue and the brown and all of those. Let's see. Sammy Grandma, can you please save this live? Yes, I always save my lives. They will be available on my feed for probably about a month or two, and then usually I'll remove them off of my main feed, but you can always go to my IGTV tab and you can rewatch any of my Friday lives. I always keep them. No worries. Hello, hello. What hook am I using? This is my 20 millimeter, and you're not going to be able to read that. It's stamped on the bottom. It says 20, but this is one of our 3D printed hooks. So we 3D print jumbo hooks, everything from 10 millimeter to 25 millimeter. They are super lightweight, because that's my biggest issue when you're working with stuff that's this heavy. It can be really hard on your body, and so the lighter the hook for me, the better, and they're inline. So for me, that helps me stitch a lot faster. I wouldn't call my super big ones ergonomic, just because they have no ergonomic handle. They're just straight up and down, but they're, like I said, they're much lighter. If you purchase anywhere from our 10 millimeter to our 18 millimeter, there is actually an ergonomic portion of the handle, so that it's going to help with, you know, wrist pain and things like that. Enola Holmes on Netflix. Okay, I hadn't heard of that one, so I've got to check that out. Let me know if that's new. You should check out Crochet with Tiffany Hansen. Okay, I haven't heard of her. What time is it? Let's see. Oh, I've still got plenty of time. We're cool. Just like to hang out for an hour. Oh, let's see. What else? What else? There hasn't been a whole lot of new stuff. Like I said, we've been working on the Halloween boxes, and I've been working on this. I just got my Ludo sweater to testers, which I'm really excited about that sweater. I'm so glad that it turned out, and it's reversible. Sammy, should I do Instagram lives on YouTube? I mean, going live it's really just a choice that you have to make if it's something that you want to do. I enjoy going live. I like getting to check in with everyone and see what they're working on. You know, I like the time and getting to share what's happening. I also go live on YouTube. So I go live here on Instagram on Fridays at noon, and then I go live on YouTube on Tuesdays at noon. So I have a little bit of a mix, because I've been trying to grow my YouTube channel, and I think you just have to decide if it's right for you, because, you know, if you do it and you don't like it, then people probably won't like watching it, you know, if you don't want to. Oh, you meant crocheting with her on YouTube. Okay, yes, I have not heard of her, so I'll have to check her out for sure. So next Tuesday, this coming Tuesday, I'm really excited about my YouTube live. So I am going to be going live with five of my current pattern testers, and we are going to talk all about pattern testing. We're going to talk about it from the experience of the pattern tester, and then obviously having me as a designer, and a few of the pattern testers that are coming on the panel have also designed their own patterns and have had, you know, to get testers. And I'm gonna call it the secret life of pattern testers, but it's really just an opportunity for me to have a really good, candid, casual chat with a group of women who do pattern tests very regularly, and what their experience is like, and how they've grown as crocheters, and throughout pattern testing, what that has done for their community and friendships, and the experiences that they've had with different designers, and, you know, ways that designers have made them feel appreciated, maybe some of the misses that they've had with designers. This will not be a bashing designers discussion. I don't really want to mention specific designers, but they will be able to share some of their less than memorable experiences with other design issues. And really, I wanted it to be an opportunity for testers and designers to listen in on that experience, and, you know, for testers to understand if they want to become a tester, that they, you know, some of the tips that they have for people who would like to get into pattern testing for different designers. And it would also be a great video for designers to watch to see how they could potentially make their test experience a better experience for their testers and make them want to come back, and create more of a community than just a one and done, you know, I need you to test for me and then I'm not going to talk to you again, you know. So I think that'll be a really, really fun panel. I've been wanting to do more panels like that. Sammy Grandma, I don't have enough subscribers to go live on mobile. How should I still go live without? You can use a streaming service like StreamYard. So I use StreamYard, it's free. It does not support Safari, but it supports Chrome. So as long as you have Google Chrome on a device, I put it on my phone. So I would go to Google Chrome on my phone and go to StreamYard, and I can stream from there. And then you can send people invite links and you can have them join you. And that's what I'm gonna do for the panel. What time do I end? I usually do 12 to 1. So the majority of my live sessions are 12 to 1. And I could probably talk longer, especially if I have a plan, but usually I don't have a plan. I just want to chat with everyone and see how everyone's doing. Hola, Maritza. I hope I said that right. Maritza. And Aaliyah, I'm so sad I can't be there. I'll watch the replay. Yes, and this is on YouTube, so I think that'll be a really nice place for that one to stay, to be on YouTube, because I feel like people search YouTube for a lot of things, and I feel like it'll be a really informative little video. I think that'll be really nice. Let's see, I think I have a question. Let's see. The captain sent me a question here on my live and asked me what's for lunch. You're like, I don't know, peanut butter and jelly. That's what I'm gonna have. I'm gonna have peanut butter and jelly. Hanging on by a string is listening from work. Welcome. And Mickey, it's not new, but so good. The main character is Sherlock Holmes' little sister. Oh, that's cool. And Sammy Grandma's working on a blanket. Yes, I'm really excited about this blanket. I may share the pattern on my blog, just because this is so easy. It's literally, you got 2 strands of super bulky, so you can see my 2 strands. One is actually bulky, so I've got 1 strand of super bulky, 1 strand of bulky, so a 5 and a 6 held together, 20mm hook, and then I'm doing half double crochet in the back loop, in the 2 back loops. So with half double crochet, you've got 3 loops, and I'm working in the back 2. So it's leaving these nice pretty ridges across the front. It's one of my favorite ways to do half double crochet, but I think I'll share just what I did. I won't have any progress pictures, but I'll have finished pictures, because I think that it's a really easy blanket. It's super quick to work up, and it's just got a really nice texture. So I think that'll be an easy one for me to just share on my blog in case anyone's interested in trying out one of these super quick blankets. Sammy, do you put Instagram lives on YouTube? I do, actually, yes. So my Friday lives like this, I do post to YouTube. I try to do it the same day, just so that, you know, because like I said, I usually will share things that are happening with me, anything new that's coming up, anything new that I'm working on. So it's an opportunity for me to check in both places. I probably won't put a tutorial on YouTube. I'd have to make a new one. So with this one, I'm already to my third one, my third stripe. And these are so hard on my body. I only do blankets like once a year. So I would probably just write up the instructions and put it on a blog post. Video tutorials are a lot of work. I purchased the stuff to be able to, the equipment to be able to do top-down tutorials, but you've got to set aside like a day, you know, to do tutorials, to get everything set up, to make sure all of your batteries are charged, to actually create the projects, and you know, then you're crocheting the entire time on video, and that's hard on your body. So I usually, right now, I only have tutorials on YouTube for smaller things. So I've got a couple of hat tutorials. I've got a scarf tutorial. I'm working on a tutorial for a cat ear, a Halloween themed cat ear hat. What is my blog is therealpinksheepdesign.com. So super simple. The pink sheep design was taken and pink sheep design was taken. So therealpinksheepdesign.com. And then there's just a link for my blog. And you can use it from Instagram. You can go to Instagram, the link in my bio here on Instagram, and you can scroll all the way down and there will be a link out to my blog. So you can get there that way too. Bella Unchinetto, any updates on mystery box items for Halloween? Yes. So we have finished printing everything. So everything that is 3D printed in the mystery boxes have finished printing. We have 2 items left that still need work. So one of the items we have to sand half of them still. So we got through half of the sanding. We've got to sand the other half. And then the mystery hooks are all are halfway completed. So half of the hooks are completely ready to go. And the other half, we have one more coat of resin left. So they're getting there. And then today I'm getting some of the merchandise that's also going into the large boxes. I'm getting that merchandise in the mail today. So really excited to see it, and fingers crossed that everything looks really good because I don't have time to reorder. But yes, so the mystery boxes, we should be on time. We should be on time. Our goal was to send it out the last week, send them out the last week of September so that you have plenty of time to get them in October. And I'm really excited about them. How do I edit my videos? I don't edit the ones when I go live. When I go live, I don't edit anything. My regular videos, I use iMovie. So a lot of people use Premiere Pro, but I just use iMovie. It's on my Mac and came with it, so that makes it really easy. Hello, another cloudy day. How are you? Am I going to watch Ginger? I do try to hop onto Ginger's live once this one's over. So if you guys don't know Ginger of Yarn Geek, she goes live on YouTube right after my live here. So she goes live at 1 o'clock Eastern time on YouTube. So you can check her out. She's really fun to watch. I really enjoy chatting with her when we've done some lives together, and that's been really great, but she's fun to watch. She's got a lot of great tutorials too. Do I have a Twitter? I do not have a Twitter. And OpenShot, I have not heard of OpenShot. Like I said, I use iMovie just because it's already on my computer and I don't like to download extra stuff. But that's good to know. OpenShot. Okay. I made some pretty good progress today. It makes me happy. And yes, in case you were not here at the beginning of the video, I'll show you again. Let me turn this so you guys can see. It's really big. I'm not gonna be able to fit it all on here. If I fold it in half though, I think it all fits. It's bigger than I meant for it to be, but that's okay. So folded in half, this is what we're working with. So top to bottom, folded in half, and then I'm just gonna keep doing striping. And I think I may do maybe a brown stripe, and then another stripe of gray, and then another stripe of navy. But we'll see, because I don't know how much yarn that I have that I can actually use for this. It's probably going to be a smorgasbord of all of the rest of the neutral yarns that I have in my stash. I am from Atlanta, Georgia. Well, I'm from Alabama. I grew up in Alabama. But we live just south of Atlanta, Georgia, and I'm sorry, I've got fiber in my eye. I know that happens to you guys too. I'm using this kind of Thick and Quick. It's got all the little fuzzies, you know, that come off of it, and I think one got in my eye because that's making me a little crazy. Oh, yeah, that's no fun. I have to go like wash my eye out. But yeah, so that's what I'm working on, and now I get to go make some lunch because it sounds like the captain is hungry. If you missed the beginning of my video, I am going to be doing a giveaway soon for one of my Halloween mugs. So it says give me yarn or give me death, and then the other side is a little skeleton hand with one of our pink sheep hooks. So you can see it's got the end like our pink sheep hooks. Yeah, we're really excited. I'm really excited about that, to be able to do a Halloween giveaway. The stitch that I was using for that blanket is half double crochet in the 2 back loops. So you know you've got those 3 workable loops and half double crochet stitches, and I use the 2 back ones. So I skip the first loop and I work into the 2nd and 3rd loop. Let's see what time it is, guys. Oh yeah, it's almost time for me to sign off. But like I said, join me this coming Tuesday on YouTube at 12 p.m. Eastern Time, because we are going to talk all about testing and testers, the tester experience, the designer-tester relationship, the testing community. I'm really excited. I think it's going to be really fun. And let me know if you guys have any other ideas that you'd like me to cover, people you'd like me to interview. I really enjoyed doing Pink Sheep and Friends, where I get to chat with other makers and do like these fun panels. Very excited about this coming Tuesday, and that is going to be 12 p.m. Eastern Time on YouTube on Tuesday. And Bella, I love that I got a bag from Bonfire and my order has shipped. Woohoo! Yes. So if you guys don't know, I do have a lot of Halloween merchandise that is available, that is yarny Halloween merchandise. So like you can get this design on a bag, you can get this design on a shirt. There are a whole bunch of other ones. So if you check the link in my bio, you can go to the Halloween merchandise link, and you can check out all of the yarny merchandise, because you see this little yarn ball underneath the tombstone. So I always try to incorporate a little bit of yarn and yeah, make it fun. So you can check that out. Let's see, Mickey. I know you've resumed reading books in the evening. Enola Holmes is based on a series of books. Oh, well, that's good, because I have 1 or 2 more books left in the house that I am going to read before I order more books, but I have a running list of books that I want to buy on Amazon. So I will add that to my list, because that sounds like a really good one. Let's see, where can you get my hooks? Our hooks are in my Etsy shop. So all of the hooks that we have ready to ship, they ship in a day or 2, so they're pretty quick shipping. And you can go to the link in my bio here, and you can click on the shop hooks link. But you can also go to pinksheepdesign.etsy.com, and you can see all of the different hooks that that you can then purchase from us. Enola Holmes rocks. Well, that sounds like I definitely have to check it out then, if more than one person is saying that it's good. That sounds awesome. Okay, guys, well, I'm going to check out for now, but thank you so much for joining in. If you're watching the replay, thank you so much. I hope you guys have a fantastic weekend. Got a lot of stuff happening, and I'll see you guys on Tuesday, and make sure you can always reach out to me on Instagram. Anytime, I'm here. So yeah, have a fantastic weekend, and I will talk to you all soon. Bye.